Alright, hello everyone. It's that time of year again. I'm out in my backyard. Actually, it's a little past time. I should have actually done this at the end of August, but when it's warm, you can't get near these things. This is my Russian sage. And when it's warm, there's bees just sucking on these. You can't get anywhere near it. It's a little past time because you can see these leaves are getting a little wilty, and we do want, the green in there. We want the green in. This is it's so overgrown because it was raining and then it was 90 degrees, so I haven't been out here in a few weeks, a couple weeks anyway. But this is my little patch over here. I've got the Russian sage, and then right next to it I've got like 3 different kinds of lavender, which is also going to be going into, this is 2 different kinds. I have lavender plantings that I'm going to get from other parts of the yard, but I've got one there. That looks like it's the same style, and this is different. And that's also going to go in my smudge sticks. Over to the left is a total mess, but what we have back here is peppermint, lemon balm. And then this stuff I'm trying to get rid of. I didn't realize it's hops. And the leaves are really sticky. It has beautiful purple flowers, but you want to probably keep it in a container. I'm going to dig it out. I've been trying to dig it out, and it's hard to get rid of. But it's, end of the season. I got to do a lot of cleanup in here yet. But back to the sage. Now mine, these are well-established plants, 10 years old or something. Get rid of that little dead thing. So mine has a real woody area down here, And then what I do, I'm going to leave that for next year. I'm going to come in and cut these off. And these are very good-sized branches, And then, so let me see if I can get this camera set up and we can cut one in front of you. Okay, so I've got the camera repositioned, and I'm going to go in. And I'm just using regular old, whatever these things are called, cutters, shears. And we're going to take these pieces off like this. So here's one. I'm going to set them aside. This is the one we were looking at. It's really long. I'll probably end up folding this one in half. Okay, so I'm going to go through and prune this entire thing down and take all this green and purple flowers. I'm going to take it all out and make a pile of sage and a pile of lavender. And I have more than one of these sage bushes to trim and more than one lavender planting. So I'll be back when I've got it all together. Okay, everyone, I'm back, and quite a haul this year. This is all sage, and then there's more underneath. There's lots and lots and lots of sage, but I got lots and lots of this too, the lavender. And I think I do have 3 different kinds. There was another kind in the other planting. Oh, if you smell this, it smells so good. Okay, I wanted to show you, what also over here I've been being gifted with this willow bark from the willow. It's been falling off, and I've been getting into this Orgonite. So I think I'm meant to use this in the Orgonite, so I'm going to cut this up into small pieces, and we're going to use it in the Orgonite. I may end up using some of this. Yeah, these little purple flowers fall off. I might throw some of those in too. Okay, what I use, the best thing that I've found for these is, I have a pack that's not open. This is what it looks like. Look, I got 2 for $1. It's kite cord. Really cheap, but it's really fine thread. Because when you burn it, you don't really want to burn a lot of toxins. And people use colored yarns and stuff, and that's okay, but it will have that dye in it. So this is pure white, very fine. I don't know if it says on here how to, it doesn't say. It's 350 feet though for 50 cents. I mean, you can't beat that. So I'm going to make one out here. It looks like this will be an all-day project, so I'll probably end up taking it indoors. And then what I do after I make them, I hang them all over my house to dry, and the whole house just smells so beautiful. So I'm going to get started here. I'm going to make one out here for you, and then you'll know how to make your own smudge sticks. I'll be back in a minute. So I kind of got things set up here. I'm going to take my string, get a good, so I take way more than I'm going to need, because for the cheap price that it is, I'm not going to worry about it. I'd rather have more than enough and cut it off later. So I've got quite a bit of string here. I'm sure I have more than I need. Normally you would have big ones and little ones, different sizes. These are all kind of the same size. But if they're bigger, if you have bigger ones in there, what I'll do, let me pull this string out of here for now. If I have bigger ones in there, what I'll do is I'll fold them in half. And that kind of even helps at the top if it gives you less ragged ends at the top if you have like a nice fold. And then there's some kind of weed thing still stuck in here, wrapped around, so you want to get rid of that because you don't want that burning. I like to roll them wet and then let them be dry. Okay, so I've got this, and I've got just a couple pieces of 2 different kinds of lavender. Let's see, I'm going to just put that in there. One going this way, one going this way. Then I'm going to grab some more. This case I'll keep all the flowers going the same way, but you will end up with flowers at the bottom, especially if you fold them. And then I kind of squeeze it down, and it seems like it's too thin, so I'm going to get a couple more pieces. And roll them up. Yeah. I give it a squeeze with my hands, and that feels about right. Okay. Now I'm going to take my string and sort of try to find the middle. I took way too much this time. I got a little carried away. Hold on, let me put this. Also, down here, there's this big stick sticking out. I don't want that there. So what I'm going to do, you can see, I'm going to bend that up like so. Yeah, I love the smell of these. I love the smell of them drying. I love the smell of them burning. The fresh is even better, though. That's kind of like the best thing ever. Have when these are drying in the house. It just these. And when my family had the bar, you know, I used to burn these once a month at least on the full moon. And what I found was that the people that didn't like the smell, there would be people that would get really angry and leave. I think that they just want to stay in their angry state. And they're not really seeking peace at all. They're seeking disruption. They probably came there to just feed on it. So I used to go around and smudge the whole bar inside and out. You know, they all thought I was a witch or whatever, but I don't really care. Okay, so here we go. I've got my string about halfway. You can see that. I'll put it way up here. Okay. And then I start at the bottom. And I don't even tie it. I just wrap it around. You can see. And I just go round and round, back and forth, behind and then back around. Just keep zigzagging. Oops. It's getting stuck on this little piece on the bottom. Just break it off. Okay. Then I just keep going round and round and zigzag like that. Kind of pull it tight. If you wanted to, you could flip it every time. I just put my hands behind it. Spotted another leaf that doesn't belong. It's getting out of here. Because you don't want some weird other weed plants in there, because it will have, you don't know what it's going to smell like, and you'll burn it and it'll be like this bad smell. It's coming from that. Okay. Round. Maybe if I hold it up you could see better. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to tie it off. So I did underestimate my string. I have plenty of string, but it wasn't even. So I'm just going to put a little knot in there. Every so often you might want to do that. Pull it and continue on up. I've got way too much string. This is the first one I've done this year, so a little rusty. Takes a little while to get back in the swing of things. Okay, so now I'm just going to hold this and hold it around here. And this will go way faster now. Just go like this. Oops. Just go like this. Hold this. Go up. Keep bending around. Or you just roll it. You can just roll it instead of moving your hand. Then I am going to give these a fold down like this. Which way am I? I'll stay in my same direction. Okay. Go like this. Give it a tie around. Come back down. Find that little spot that it's in the middle. Ideally, a lot of times you want to go up and down and then have your knot be back at the bottom, but it could be anywhere. See, once these dry, they form into, and I'm going to tie this in a knot. You know, they form in their place, and they don't really come apart too bad. You know, they stay together pretty well. Okay, and I could maybe go down a little bit more, back down, and tie it off with another knot down here. Okay, so this is one smudge stick of many to come. I'm sure I'm going to make probably 30 to 50, I don't know. I can show you the whole pile when I'm done, and then I'm going to place them around my house and let them dry. I like to do them wet. It smells wonderful. They're nice and big. This is at least, you know, 1.5 feet maybe, you know. Well, here's my little garden shears. So, you know, it's 3 of these, however big these things are. Alright, so I will come back one more time to just show you the finished stack, and I'll show you some I still have from last year that are what they look like when they're completely dried out. Okay, talk to you soon. Okay, everyone, I finished the job, and what I ended up with is 15 of these jumbo smudge sticks. I mean, they're big. They're 2 feet wide. This is one from last year, so this is what it's going to look like, a half-burnt one. Because it's a lot to burn the whole thing at once. So this is a... And what I do if I want to just burn half, what I'll do is, you know, I will just run it underwater. So this is what it'll look like a year from now. I got lots of good extra scrappies and those little flowers, and these are going to shrivel up and get real small, and then I'll be able to pick out those flowers. And I think I want to use this in the Orgonite, the little flowers. And over here I have lots of extra lavender this year, but that's okay because I love this scent of lavender. I'm going to put some in my room. I'm going to, another thing, these repel moths and insects. You can put it in your closet, or I put it in my towel cabinet, and it makes the towels smell really fresh in a natural way, you know. Obnoxious, toxic, faux scents that come out of these, you know, these fabric softeners and stuff that people blast into the air. But this is just natural beauty, and I got, you know, 15 good-sized smudge sticks, as I said. So it's quite a task, but I think it's worth it in the end. Natural beauty, cleansing, saging, and look forward to more videos with using these in the Orgonite. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. What is Orgonite? Originally discovered in the 1930s by Wilhelm Reich, orgone energy, or etheric energy, is present in living things, including the human body. Reich proposed that illness occurs when our etheric body is out of balance, and that positive orgone energy could realign the etheric field, thus facilitating healing and balance of one's life force, chi or prana. It has since been scientifically proven that energy called piezoelectricity, meaning electricity resulting from pressure, is created by the compression of certain materials such as quartz crystals, wood, salt, sugar, ceramics, and bones. As the resin cures in an orgonite piece, it shrinks and compresses the organic matter contained within. The energy emitted creates a positive energy generator. You really can feel the energy coming forth from these pieces. Orgonite clears the air and neutralizes negative emotions as well as electronic clutter from our high-tech devices. Each orgonite piece is lovingly hand-created using intuitive pairing of materials to enhance and raise vibration and aid in ascension and a spiritual awakening. I use materials from nature, including the bark from a sacred willow for grounding, and gold flakes to emulate the golden light basking down from the higher dimensions. Visit my Etsy shop for a wide selection of handmade orgone pieces, especially designed for spiritual growth, including heart opening, chakra alignment and activation, and more. Visit www.orgoneenergyflow.etsy.com to see more beautiful orgone pieces. And remember, you are love and beauty incarnate.